Hello Aquarius, this is Ashley. Let's get into your reading for the very end of October. We're going to look at past, present, and future to see what's been going on with you and what might be coming in as we finish up the month. We are wrapping up the post-shadow period of that Mercury retrograde we've been dealing with for almost 2 months. And we have several planets that have finally gone direct. We had Mercury go direct, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. So it's been quite an intense month. And I do feel like for most of the collective, it's been very focused on one-on-one relationships, be that friendships, romance, that kind of thing, and just how we've been interacting in those relationships and whether or not it has truly been fair, balanced, that kind of thing. So that theme's been coming up a ton this week as we kind of finish that out. So we'll see what's been going on for Aquarius. Now this is not going to resonate for every Aquarius out there, so if it does not, check your other placements. You can check the description box below to see when those come out, or you can hit that notification bell and you'll be notified as soon as readings get uploaded. If it is your reading, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment and remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps support the channel, helps to let me know how the readings are landing for you. And of course, like I said, it's not going to be for everybody. So maybe next time if this is not your reading. So let's see what's going on for Aquarius at the end of October. We have the Page of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hierophant. Very much like a Hierophant here in this Saint card that was pulled as the Oracle for the future position. The Chariot, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Swords. The Three of Wands, the King of Swords, so that could very well be your energy, Aquarius, and the Two of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups, so could certainly be dealing with a Scorpio. This can also be just someone, male or female, doesn't matter, not gender-specific reading, but this could be someone that has, you know, deep emotions. Now that could be you, that could be someone else. But there's a lot of love here, right? Now the King of Cups can be very good at hiding his emotions as needed. You can kind of see that there's some choppy waters, there's some whales here in the water, and it talks about how deep he's able to go. And so we'll kind of see how that might be playing into your reading overall. Now, in the past position, we have the Ghost Dance. And so what this card talks about is, you know, perhaps seeing how some of your experience may be tied to patterns of the past, like your ancestors. So it can talk about ancestral karma. It can also kind of just be holding on to a ghost from the past, whether that's a certain way of thinking, it could be an old wound. This could also just be, you know, kind of living in nostalgia rather than the present moment. So we'll kind of see how that might be showing up for you in this past position. Now we have the Page of Swords, the Chariot, and the Three of Wands. So it does look like with that Page of Swords, you can see he's like gazing into the past. He's looking back this way. And he's standing on this giant stack of books. And so he's the learner of the deck. The Page of Swords can very well be tied to Mercury retrograde because it is a review. It's learning, it's how we think, it is also communication. And it does look like perhaps you've kind of been looking at the past, and I think perhaps even wishing for something new as a result of what you've discovered in the past. Now it does look like we have the Chariot and Three of Wands here, so I do feel like what you've been thinking about, you're ready to let go of and move forward and expand into a new future for yourself here. So let's see what this might pertain to. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. And the King of Pentacles. He has come out in like every reading I've done so far for fire and air. And so I really feel like what he's showing up as is like, you know, the Page of Pentacles, or excuse me, the King of Pentacles is like old order, old thought processes, old paradigms, you know, that kind of thing. It's like old structures that we have abided by because we were taught to do so, right? And it does look like with this Page of Swords, you could very well be looking at the past with that Five of Cups, like past regrets, past things that have happened, perhaps as a result of those paradigms that, you know, caused a lot of pain. And this can also be very closely tied to that ancestral karma that we get pulled into because we were taught, you know, by our parents, grandparents, you know, great-grandparents, and on and on. So let's see what else we get here. The Chariot. Yeah, you're moving forward, wanting a new solid beginning. And we have the Two of Swords. It could very well be, though, we have the Two of Swords here and here in this last row. It could be this very difficult decision to make here, though, because you can see she's kind of covering her heart. So as a protective measure, you may not want to look at moving into the future because it requires you to open up, take that blindfold off, and really kind of move forward here. So we'll kind of see what else we get with that Two of Swords here in that future position. With the Three of Wands, we have the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So 333 may be showing up for you. That's a lot of threes there. You know, change is also tied into, you know, kind of like that, the Holy Trinity energy. You can certainly look up the angel number 333 and get some more information about it. But I think that with these showing up together, it does look like you're wanting to expand forward, you know, kind of out of this heartbreak and the regrets of the past and start building something here that is of your own creation. It's not as a result of what you've been taught and what you've learned in the past. In this past position here, I feel like what you're wanting to move forward and build is something new that you've created as a result of having seen how maybe the old programming or paradigms of the past, you know, just brought you some pain here, right? So it's like you've learned from that ancestral karma, and you're deciding to move forward of your own volition and create something for yourself here, is what I am feeling. Now I do think it's interesting on this Three of Wands, real quick. You can see she is holding a ship. She's deciding when is the best time to set that ship in the water so that it has the best chance of a successful trip, right? And you can see on this King of Cups, he's doing something similar here. He's holding that ship out of the choppy water, and he's going to wait until the waters have settled before he puts that ship out to sail. And so it could feel like you're trying to wait for the best time in which to move forward here, even when it may not seem like there's never really a good time. You can see that the waters on this King of Cups are quite choppy, and perhaps even dangerous. But look at the sea on this picture. I mean, it is still as can be, and she's still waiting. So keep that in mind, because it does feel like, even though it may seem like I should wait for the best time, you know, you can always be stuck in that waiting, trying to determine when it's going to be best. Like, there's never a good time. You just have to go for it kind of energy there. Now, in the present moment, we have acceptance. So there's some sort of, I want to say, it almost feels like forgiveness energy here. Just kind of accepting things as they are, you know, realizing that people are people, everyone makes mistakes. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you accept what someone's offering you. You just come to this acceptance that that's what they're capable of offering at this time, right? Or vice versa. Like, you can kind of have this self-acceptance as well with this card. So let's see what it is that you are accepting. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords. I do feel like there's someone coming in here to kind of clarify something with you, communicate with you. And it does feel like it is divinely timed, and it allows for some clarity. And I do feel like you're coming forward at this time in a very wise place. The King of Swords is wisdom. It's clarity, it's logic, clear thinking. So let's see what's going on here. But again, I'm kind of getting that similar waiting energy with this Wheel of Fortune. See how she's holding that timepiece? It's almost like she's waiting before allowing the wheels to turn here. Now, again, it does suggest divine timing, but it could be a theme that's going on here, this kind of like waiting type of energy. The Wheel of Fortune, we have the Six of Swords and the Emperor. He has also come up a lot along with this King of Pentacles. It's quite the deal. But it's very much like in this situation, I feel like it's almost like you're stepping into taking control and moving forward into something. It's like you finally decide it's time to move forward and to kind of take control of a situation here. My candle just went out. The Knight of Swords. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So I do feel like someone here wants to work with you on bringing more balance to a situation. They want to dedicate the time and effort to, you know, come to a better understanding with you. And I say that because of that Eight of Pentacles. That can be like a learning energy as well. Only it's like deep dedication to something. And we do have the Hierophant, which is also about learning. It's some sort of spiritual learning experience. And I do feel like somebody here wants to work to help bring balance to a situation with you. You know, lots of collaborative energy with that Three of Pentacles there. And with the King of Swords, we have the Hermit. So there's that wisdom. And the Two of Pentacles. So I do think you've been spending quite some time trying to decide, do I take control and move forward, or do I perhaps work on this? And again, I feel, you know, strong forgiveness with that Acceptance card. It does feel like with this Two of Pentacles, just to clarify that, we're getting the Knight of Wands here. It does feel like there's still some almost like wishy-washy uncertainty. It's like part of you wants to charge forward in a passionate, fired up way, and part of you is still not wanting to maybe look this right in the eye, whatever this situation is for you. It does feel strongly about working on something that you may be very emotionally tied to, and something that's definitely brought you a lot of wisdom and taught you a lot of lessons here, both about the past and about yourself. So in the future position, we have the Saint. What this card really talks about is kind of finding an expert, right, on something. It's almost like finding a third-party expert to help give advice or help to guide you through something. But with it showing up and then the Hierophant showing up just below it, you can see that this wise old owl is teaching this little girl something. And she's sitting and listening intently to what he has to say. So it does feel like here in the future position, you might be reaching out to someone with some sort of expertise in something that might help to assist you with making this decision, right? With this Two of Swords. We do have the Three of Swords showing up here, so it does appear that there's something painful about this situation that may be affecting your willingness to open up that heart. You know how I said she's crossing her heart and take this step forward? Let's see. There we have the Hierophant, the Knight of Swords. So with that Knight of Swords showing up there again, it does appear that there may be someone here wanting to commit with you. The Queen of Pentacles. So we do have a pair on the board now with the King and Queen of Pentacles. Could be someone that you are married to or have been married to, or just someone that you've been in a very deep commitment with long term. Let's get some more here. The Three of Swords, you're definitely wanting to defend your heart, protect yourself from heartbreak with that Seven of Wands showing up. And the Four of Cups. So you may be hesitant to accept this offer because, again, you're trying to protect that heart space, right? The Two of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups. And the Two of Cups. So it's like you're trying to determine whether or not you should walk away or to commit here. Now this could very well be a soulmate. does feel, I was clarifying this Wheel of Fortune here with this Page of Pentacles showing up. It does look like someone here has come forward and has made an offer to you. It could very well be this Queen of Pentacles energy. And it looks like what they're offering is they want commitment. I do feel like perhaps you may be sitting in this energy that's kind of hardened up a little bit. We have the Seven of Wands, the Emperor, and this Two of Swords showing up more than once. It's like it's like you're trying to harden yourself against this person, perhaps, as a way of protecting your heart. It's really interesting, though, because it does look like in the past and all this reflection you've done, you do want to move forward and have a new beginning, a new solid beginning here. But there's a lot of wishy-washy energy. We have 2, 2, 2, 2, lots of, you have a choice to make here. But it does feel like even in this future position, you may still be uncertain as to how you want to proceed with this. We are getting the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. And I think it's a difficult choice because this is clearly a strong soulmate for you. I do feel like I was clarifying this Saint here. You know how I was talking about this being kind of a third party situation. And when I say that, it's like going to someone else to get a clearer perspective. And we got the Ace of Swords on that Saint. I do feel like that there's someone out there, perhaps in your vicinity, someone you know. This could also be, you know, like an expert. If this is a relationship, this could be about, you know, going to a therapist to gain some more clarity. We have the Four of Pentacles. But again, when I mentioned that Hierophant being very similar to that Saint energy, someone's come forward with that truth, that they want commitment, and I do feel like you're guarded against it. Again, still protecting that heart space. Not sure if you want to nurture that. So still quite a bit of indecision, even as we come out of that retrograde. And it looks like you're still spending time in reflection. Now with the Hermit showing up here and this past reflection you've been doing, there is a good chance that you're overthinking things, right? As a means of keeping yourself stuck. Because here's the thing with the Two of Swords. You know, she's got two hands. She's crossing her heart with these swords. And she has on a blindfold. But she's not bound here. She can put the swords down, take off the blindfold, and turn around and decide to go to this new land in the background here. And if she removes the blindfold, she'll be able to get through this water and move around these rocks that are back there. So it's kind of a card of recognizing that the wisdom that you have is enough to get you where you want to go. You just have to open up and look, right? And be willing to take one step at a time in a forward direction here. Go somewhere new. Like the Two of Swords, we can stay seated on this concrete block forever, or we can take off the blindfold and go somewhere new and be able to see the obstacles in our path. And so I would say with that showing up more than once, it could very well be that you need to recognize that your power is within you, and the wisdom that you are hoping to find with all this reflection, I mean, that's already what you have as a result of what you've experienced in the past. So you have the ability to move forward quite quickly and victoriously. You just have to take off that blindfold and open up a bit, right? All right, Aquarius, I hope that was helpful, and I hope to see you back here for the November readings. I'm excited to see things kind of open up and start moving forward a bit as we come out of these retrogrades. And we also have eclipse season coming up pretty quickly here. We're going to end this year with a bang. So I'll be curious to see how that shows up in the readings with those eclipses coming in at the end of November. So I will catch you next time. Bye.